Greetings. Today we continue and complete our final message in Daniel 11. It's entitled Daniel's Explanation of Truth, part number 6. We'll begin with section 1 today, and it covers verses 40 through 45. And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and he shall enter into the countries and shall overflow and pass over. He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown. But these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and of all the precious things of Egypt. And the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and to utterly make away or take away many. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. In these final verses, we find references to the events from 164 BC past, the present, and into the future from the current times. Less than 20 years after the death of Antiochus Epiphanes, the Romans succeeded the Greeks as world leaders, just as been predicted back in Daniel chapter 2. The influence of this Roman government was said to reach unto the end of the world, and this is a very provable historical fact. Therefore, it is easy to see how one might try to apply it to events surrounding the transition from the Greek to Roman government, or to any and all of the continuing influences of the Roman-style governments from that time until now, and even to the final world government, which Daniel explains will be an amalgamation of all four of the world powers pictured in the book of Daniel. Daniel 11:40 literally says, and at the conclusion of a season of time, he shall be pushed as rams' butt heads against the king of the south direction, and the king of the north direction he shall be gathered together with or against him, by means of chariot, by means of horse-riding soldiers, we call them cavalrymen today, and by means of many ships, and he shall come into the land himself, and he shall break in pieces, and he shall pass through himself. Now those who would make this apply to Antiochus admittedly must make it a closing summary of his rule. Some others have it as a reference to the rise of the power of the Ottomans in the 1500s. This would be the time period after the rise of the Prophet Muhammad in the 8700s and his Islamic following that began in earnest to conquer the known world as the Turkish or the Ottoman Empire. Now, of course, Rome is north of Jerusalem, so is also modern Turkey, which would be some of the Turks and the Ottomans of the Middle Ages. It was during the Dark Ages and the Middle Ages that many, quote, crusades took place in the name of religion. And to some degree, we could say these religious crusades continue even until today. We live in a world in which right is called wrong and wrong is called right. Someone has said, the Christian martyr says, I will die for what I believe, while the Muslim will tell the Christian, you will die for what I believe. In February 2015, at least 25 Coptic Christians were beheaded. There was a video for refusing to convert or subjugate themselves to Allah. Many of this group died with the name of God and His Savior on their lips. 2 Thessalonians 2:7 says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth or allows will allow until he be taken out of the way." And I think of this and I ask, can you imagine what will happen when the restraining of this kind of persecution and prosecution of the ethnic group called Christians is unleashed?